What happened on 9/11 that gives us the chills that we still think about today? We were unprepared for what was about to happen. According to History.com, on September 11th, Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 planes and carried out suicide attacks against the U.S. 2 of those planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City. A 3rd plane hit the Pentagon just outside of Washington, D.C., and the 4th plane crashed into a field in Pennsylvania. Almost 3,000 people were killed during the 9/11 terrorist attacks. There were 4 planes. On Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, at 8:45 in the morning, a plane hit the first World Trade Center about the 80th floor. Only 18 minutes later, the 2nd plane hit the 2nd one about the 60th floor. So many people were in the towers and on the planes. A little while later, about an hour, the 3rd plane went and crashed into the Pentagon just outside of Washington, D.C. There were about 125 people in the Pentagon and about 64 members on the plane. Flight 93 landed in a field in Pennsylvania. That was not the intended target. However, we don't know what the intended target was. Possible targets are the White House, the U.S. Capitol, the Camp David presidential retreat, or several nuclear power plants. We don't know exactly where the plane was headed, and that is one of our many questions that we still have today. Terror quickly spread across the U.S., and there was a panic everywhere. This isn't a situation that everyone has learned about in textbooks, as it only happened 16 years ago. Most adults have lived through it and experienced what happened that day. George W. Bush was the president at the time, and BBC History states, on the night of September 11th, with Al-Qaeda widely believed to have conducted the attacks, President George W. Bush described the events of that day as evil, despicable acts of terror, and said that the U.S. was at war with a new and different kind of enemy. The attack was denounced by governments worldwide. 16 years later, Trump still accused thousands of Muslims in New Jersey of celebrating the fall of the World Trade Center's Twin Towers. There's still hatred out there today. This event has led to many memorials and speeches on the anniversary. 16 years later, we have memorials and we still talk about it almost daily. In school, we have moments of silence on September 11th in remembrance of the ones that we have lost. There are also memorials that will fly flags at half-staff, read the names of men and women who have passed, and also have moments of silence. We did not expect this, but we sure have learned from it. We have learned so much from this terrible event, and our securities everywhere have been skyrocketed and advanced. Memorial and speeches are all over the world and internet in remembrance of 9/11. September 11th, 2001 is a day that we will remember for the rest of our lives.